It's time for a roundup of all the latest credible transfer coverage in one easily digestible video. The transfer window is as busy as ever. Clubs are starting to see the deadline looming in front of them, so let's get started. I'm Niall McCorn and welcome to the Squawka YouTube channel. Leroy Sane is talking to Bayern Munich representatives, that's according to Sky Sport Germany, who think the Bavarians are edging forward in their pursuit of the player, but are still some way off making the transfer happen, especially as according to the report, Manchester City would want a three-digit million fee for Sané. Bruno Fernandes was interviewed briefly before he boarded a flight to New York for Sporting Lisbon's preseason tour. Our Bola have quotes from the Portuguese midfielder, who has reportedly been targeted by both Manchester United and Liverpool, saying, "I told you I'd like to play in England, but that's not what interests me. It may be when the club decides." It'll be interesting to see if a move to the Premier League can be arranged before the window closes. Let us know, do you think he'll join Manchester United, Liverpool, or neither? In more Manchester United news, Evening Standard have a report on Ed Woodward deciding to stay in England, missing the latest leg of the club's pre-season tour due to pressing transfer business involving Harry Maguire and Sean Longstaff. According to the report, written by the paper's Manchester United correspondent James Robson, who is in Shanghai with the club, fees are yet to be agreed for either player, but that situation could rapidly change. Gareth Bale is proving a tricky issue for Zinedine Zidane after the French manager's comments on the club working on the exit of the player. A move to China would seem to be in the balance as we record this video. The other major saga involving Spanish clubs currently is Neymar. According to Paris United, the agent Pini Zahavi is unhappy with Barcelona's lack of progress and so has started offering the Brazilian to other major European clubs. That theory is backed up by Mundo Deportivo, who have a report on Juventus apparently being willing to bid for the Brazilian superstar. The report suggests a cash plus Paulo Dybala and Blaise Matuidi deal would be offered. The likelihood of Juventus signing Matthijs de Ligt and Neymar in the same transfer window would seem to be low, especially when you dig deeper into the report and see that the information is based on a Goal.com article, which is itself quoting Mundo Deportivo. Angel Correa is the latest player heading for an Atletico Madrid exit. That's according to Di Marzio, who has the Argentinian moving to AC Milan for a fee of €50 million. Sport Witness have picked up on a Calcio Mercato report on Juventus forward Moise Kean. The 19-year-old, who scored 7 goals in 6 starts and 8 sub-appearances for the Bianconeri last season, is supposedly up for grabs, especially given Juventus have taken on their wage bill the costly De Ligt, Ramsey and Rabiot amongst others this summer. According to the report, Everton are in competition with Arsenal for the €35 million rated talent, Everton being the only club to make a firm bid so far. If Kean is indeed on the market, he could be a very useful addition for Everton in particular, given Arsenal would seem unlikely to start him ahead of Lacazette or Aubameyang. In more Serie A talent news, speculation continues around Fiorentina's Federico Chiesa. Nicolo Schira writes in Gazzetta dello Sport that Chiesa is not convinced by new owner Rocco Commisso's project in Florence and that the youngster would welcome a move to Juventus. Arsenal are set to confirm the loan signing of Spanish midfielder Dani Ceballos. The plan for the player and Real Madrid was to have a year away from the Bernabeu to get top-level experience and return to Madrid first team ready for next season. Arsenal have won the race that supposedly included their North London rivals Tottenham as well. In more Arsenal transfer news, the other player supposedly being fought over in North London, centre-back William Saliba, is set to complete a move to Arsenal, although he will be loaned back to current club Saint-Etienne for a season. One for the future, although you have to think Arsenal are still currently short of quality in defence for the coming campaign. In better news for Tottenham, they are close to securing the signature of Ryan Sessegnon. That's reported by Matt Law in The Telegraph. The fee quoted for the player is £20 million plus add-ons. The move would fit Spurs' successful recent model of signing talented young players and growing them under Pochettino. If Danny Rose is to leave this summer, that would open up the left-back spot for the likes of Sessegnon and Ben Davies to compete for it. Another Spurs target, Giovanni Lo Celso, is getting closer to a move to the club. That's according to French journalist Romain Collet-Godin, who thinks a €50 to €55 million fee plus bonuses is on the cards. The big Arsenal transfer saga this summer has been Wilfried Zaha. Miguel Delaney in The Independent says the Gunners have made a new offer for the Crystal Palace forward. £55 million, including £10 million dependent on clauses, plus Reece Nelson on loan for a season. Again, Palace have knocked this back as it's well below their valuation of the player that's been reported at between £80 and £100 million. Felipe Luis has agreed terms with Flamengo, returning to Brazil after 14 seasons in Europe, as reported by Globo Esporte. The 33-year-old, who left Atletico Madrid at the end of the season, joins ex-Bayern Munich player Rafinha in heading to Flamengo from Europe this summer. Sport report that Patrick Kluivert is the favourite to be the new director of Barcelona's La Masia Academy, with official confirmation expected this week. Kluivert was recently relieved of his position as Cameroon assistant manager after their quarter-final Africa Cup of Nations exit. After some deliberation, James Rodriguez is the preferred signing for Atletico Madrid ahead of Christian Eriksen. That's according to Marca, who think the Madrid club were weighing up both players before deciding to plough on in their pursuit of the Colombian. If that's true, it would mean Eriksen has become a fullback transfer option for both of the big Madrid clubs. It would also be bad news for Sky's Napoli-focused journalist Carlo Alvino, who this week insisted that James Rodriguez has a pact of steel with Napoli boss Carlo Ancelotti to join him in Naples. David Alaba is staying at Bayern Munich. That's the quote from Bild's Christian Fulk after some speculation that the Austrian may have been on the move this summer, either as part of a transfer taking Leroy Sane to Munich or as a transfer to another major European club in its own right. And finally, Desporto in Portugal think Benfica are targeting Simon Mignolet and Roma's Robin Olsen to provide competition for first-choice goalkeeper Vlaco Dimos. That's all the latest transfer news as it stands at the time we're making this video. Make sure you let us know what you think of the video in the comments, and links to all the articles discussed are in the description below for you as well.